Welcome to Soul Over It, the podcast where science meets spirituality. Get ready to explore the hidden truths of health optimization, wellness, spirituality, and empowerment. We are your hosts, Taylor and Abby Scarpello. Let's dive in.
On today's episode, we are sharing the importance of routines in order to optimize your day for peak performance. After many trials and errors, your sisters here have found the best routines to help you set yourself up for success. Let's get started. So today we are soul over harmful effects of technology and EMFs on how they affect our overall health.
And our sleep quality.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know my sleep has not been the best the last 2 years. And this is something that I have been so focused on because when your sleep is off, it sets your whole day up for not necessarily failure, but it does give you not the best mood, not the best energy, and you will not be able to operate at your best.
Exactly. And I think we can all agree that if we don't get a good night's sleep, or if we don't get enough sleep, we're not our best selves the next day. I think we can all just agree on that.
Absolutely. So the harmful effects of technology and EMFs, you know what? Let's start with what EMFs are. So EMFs are electromagnetic fields. These are the electro and magnetic forces within EMFs that cause the electromagnetic radiation. So what is that? We all have heard that the term or recommendations and advice, don't sleep next to technology. Don't sleep with your iPhone next to you.
Or don't stand too close to the microwave.
Yes, forgot about that. So the reason behind that is because our technology gives off these forces of radiation that are extremely harmful to our overall health. So these EMFs are all within the electromagnetic spectrum, and they can damage our DNA and cells directly. So they can cause neurological cognitive disorders such as headaches, tremors, dizziness, loss of memory, loss of concentration, and, as we all know, sleep disturbances. So some examples, like we were just saying, are from cell phones, solar cells, batteries, generators, microwaves.
Yeah, a lot of, overall, I would say, think of technology. Even if you keep your phone in your pocket all day, every day, it has been known that it causes reproductive issues because of the radiation.
Exactly, especially for women. If you are carrying phones in your pockets, or if you have a hoodie on with a pocket towards the lower abdomen, you really want to stop putting some sort of cellular device or something that does have technology close to your ovaries. And this even goes for men as well, putting your phone in your back pocket or front pocket. And a new one that is on the rise, and I know I'm going to break a lot of hearts, but AirPods and wireless headphones, they do cause a lot of radiation, and that is going directly into our brains. And I myself am one that does use AirPods. However, my AirPods, I did purchase. It's a EMF blocker. It's a small sticker that you can place on the back of the AirPod, and it does block the EMFs. However, the sound quality isn't the best, but I do know that I am protecting my brain a little bit better. But we are going to get into all of that just a little bit further down the road in the episode and give you guys all the tips. But there are many pros to EMFs, and a few of them that they power our technology, which is something that we, as you guys know, are using it on a day-to-day basis. And I'm sure you guys are using some sort of technology right now to listen to our episode. But they do have cons, which cause a lot of damage to our health. Like we were saying before, it does disrupt our sleep and damage our DNA and cells.
By maybe putting your phone further away from you when you sleep, or not under your pillow, or maybe instead of using your AirPods every day, we'll take a trip back in time using wired headphones. I know they're not cute. They're
Not
not
sexy.
trendy. Oh, they are not sexy. However, we're going to make them cute and sexy and fun.
Absolutely, because it's about our hormone health. It is about optimizing our peak performance so that we can be the best version of ourselves. We're not saying the prettiest version. I mean, of course, we all want to be the prettiest, the sexiest, but in order to be that version of yourself, we have to focus on the basics, and that starts with sleep.
Exactly. And we also have to keep in mind what's more important, looking good or feeling good, being healthy or just having a certain appearance or having the new technology to fit in, so to say.
Exactly. Because when we are operating at our best, when we feel good, it will then trickle outward where we will then look our best. However, we have to take baby steps, but continue to always take small steps of action forward. So even though there are a few effects on sleep quality from EMFs, I mean, I guess we do have to get a little bit more into that. So how EMFs affect our sleep quality. So EMFs interfere with the pineal gland production of melatonin, which is a hormone that regulates sleep patterns. So the pineal gland is a small, tiny gland in the center of our brain that is one of our master glands that does produce our hormones. So if we are preventing the pineal gland to work optimally, it'll then trickle outward or downward where we will not be able to produce the correct hormones accordingly to our sleep patterns, meaning our cortisol will not be able to rise in the morning because our melatonin production was compromised in the evening. So again, we're not going to be able to be working at our best because of the things that are preventing it, which one of them are the EMFs.
I think another one we could also talk about is blue light.
Yes.
And this is the light that comes off of technology, of your computer, of your phone. It is on the rise. I'm sure you've heard of blue light, or blue light glasses. And blue light also prevents you from producing melatonin when you are trying to go to sleep. Because as the day starts to come to an end, your melatonin is going to rise, your cortisol is going to come down. However, blue light blocks that. If you're on your phone before you're trying to go to sleep, before you're in bed, you may notice that you don't fall asleep as fast, or you may notice that you're up longer than you should be. That is because of the blue light.
However, blue light can be good. We do need a significant amount of blue light. However, that should be during the day when we are at our wake state. However, when we do dip into the evening time, we do want to limit our exposure to blue light so that we can have the correct cortisol and melatonin spikes and productions. So when we are trying to optimize our day, as the bosses that we are in the world, or just wanting to become that best version of ourselves, it really starts with a great AM and PM routine. So quality sleep is something that is great, should definitely be honed in on. However, we want to focus on the quality rather than the quantity when it comes to sleep.
Exactly. We all know that we should be getting between 7 to 9 hours of sleep, 6 to 9, around that range. However, if you're sleeping for maybe 7 hours, but you're up in the middle of the night and then you go back to sleep, you're going to not feel the best in the morning because of the quality. You want to just stay asleep, wake up, and you'll feel great.
But if you can sleep efficiently, you will not require as much sleep for your peak performance. So more time awake means that you'll have more time to be productive and do the things that matter. Trying to get quality sleep is always going to be better than the quantity. So what are some of your recommendations to get great sleep?
I do think having a good nighttime routine to set you up to falling asleep, which starts, I would say, around dinner time, let's say, because when you sit down for dinner, you know that's kind of towards the end of the day and you're gonna do certain things to wind down.
So you have a much better sleep quality than I do, because this is something that I've been working and focusing on for the past 2 years. So what is your ideal evening routine?
So, my evening routine, I typically stop eating after 6 p.m. I eat dinner between 5 and 6, I'd say. That's if I'm home and I'm cooking for myself. And then after I eat dinner, I will maybe get some work done if I need to, depending on how I'm feeling. So I'll get a little bit of work done, and then I'll try to wind down. I'll usually take a nice relaxing shower, I'll tidy up, sometimes I'll journal, and I'll definitely have alone time. So after I shower and kind of, I guess, tidy up and clean up, I love my alone time, whether that's just chilling in my room, reading a book, journal, whatever it is. I love to have that peace and quiet.
Do you feel that this routine is optimal for your sleep? Like, how is your sleep?
I think my routine could be better.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
I am a little bit too addicted to my phone at night.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, I'll be honest, like, it's not good. I need to maybe switch things up. When I'm chilling on my bed, it's either reading, maybe journaling, or just scrolling on my phone. Not the healthiest, but, I mean, we're all
human,
exactly. Can't be perfect. And then I will put my blue light blocking glasses on, which are the orange lenses. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with those, but they are these glasses. You may have seen them. They're either orange lens or red lenses. The red lenses are like the super intense. I don't have those. I only have the orange ones, but both of them, they block out the blue light, the green light, the violet light, which all prevent the melatonin
from being produced.
Exactly.
Or from being affected.
Yeah. So when you put these glasses on, you'll pretty much automatically feel yourself become relaxed, because it is blocking out all those harmful lights that you don't need at nighttime. So I put those glasses on, and then sometimes I'll make myself a nice tea, whether it's peppermint tea, chamomile tea, one of those, just to help me relax. And then, depending on how I'm feeling, either I'll want some more alone time, or I'll go in the living room and spend time with my family. We'll sometimes watch a show together, or we're just kind of chilling on the couch together, enjoying each other's company.
Yes.
And then, when I'm actually ready to go to bed, which is usually around between 9:30 10 o'clock, I'll take my minerals, and then I'll take my activated charcoal, and then I'll finally get into bed, and I read my book, and then I'm usually off to sleep.
And how has your sleep been since implementing all of these routines?
I do think my sleep is good. Once I'm asleep, I'm asleep. And I sleep for about 8 hours a night. However, sometimes it does take me longer to fall asleep, which part of it could be due to going on my phone, EMFs, blue light. Also, I will say part of it is because of the health challenges I'm going through, where I'm tired and wired during the day. So it's kind of like we're trying to figure things out. So by implementing these things, it has helped.
Do you think that there's anything within the routine that you could tweak, or would you continue to stack upon this?
I would say maybe tweak. I would like to have a time every night, like set a time every night to put my phone away and plug it in, and not have it in my room, ideally. Ideally, not even keep my phone in my room.
So what would you do alarm-wise when you wake up in the morning? That would stress me out so much.
I will probably buy an alarm clock. Go back in time and our mom has an alarm clock. I mean,
It's so loud.
It's so loud, but on those days that I need to be up like earlier than normal, then yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
Set it and forget it.
Exactly. But also waking up with the sun is ideal too.
It is.
And I personally don't have those room darkening curtains because I actually like waking up with light in my room. I think that helps me.
Same here.
So yeah.
Too.
I think there could be some tweaks to my routine. They could be better, but I don't think I have a bad routine.
No, absolutely not. I think what you're doing is supplementing your health very well, especially that you know that you're going through these challenges where you're able to give your body the nourishment it needs so that you can continue to, I would say, counteract what you're going through. Because if you didn't set yourself up for success, I think health-wise, your health would be compromised even more so.
Exactly, because of the sleep. Because when you are asleep, your body is able to repair, to detox, to get rid of the toxins of the day, and just to kind of move all the stuff that needs to be moved.
Do you have a favorite part of your nighttime routine?
I love when I cozy up in bed and read my book. And I used to not be like this. When I was younger, I used to hate reading. And I think this is because we were forced to read growing up in school. Like we were forced to read specific books every month and every summer. We had to read so many books in the summer, and it drove me insane. But now I love to read, and like I look forward to it.
I like that.
Yeah. So how is your nighttime routine?
Well, my routine, it's a little lengthy, but I love me some self-care.
Don't we all?
We do. We gotta, again, we're trying to become the best version of ourselves. So for me, routine is something that's very important because I know if I don't stick to my routine, I become very ungrounded and I am not operating at my best and I don't feel good physically. Sometimes my skin will even break out, especially if we eat out a lot. Exactly. My skin will start breaking out. I think my body is just very sensitive. We also got genetic testing done, and we'll save that for another podcast episode. But yeah, so I have been on a 2-year sleep quality journey, and this all goes back to healing through grief. So when we lost our grandma, it did affect my whole body, my hormones, detoxification, emotions, you name it. A lot of things have been rising to the surface. So we've been working through that. So for the past 2 years, I have been waking up, I would say 90% of the time between the hours of 3 and 4, whether I am just awake for 5 minutes or I actually get up and go to the bathroom. It really depends upon the night. So I have been doing everything to try to hone in on a great routine. And even though I have been waking up between the hours of between 3 and 4 every night, my energy is great. I am getting a decent amount of sleep if you do calculate the hours.
Well, what did we say?
I know, we did talk about quality is better than quantity. However, my energy is great during the day, but we'll also get into our AM routines because I think that also I'm setting myself up for a successful day in the morning. But I will get into my lengthy routine. So at night, like Abby was saying, she stops eating around 5 and 6. I do as well. So I actually like to stop eating at 5:30. And by 6 p.m. the latest. I mean, there are a few times where we do have those exceptions where we're teaching.
It's out of our control.
Exactly. It's out of our control, and I do end up having like a snack or something to eat, whether it be at like 8:30. And again, those are rare. Those are very, very exceptional. Or I think there was times where we went to concerts and it's like midnight. We're home and I'm like, I am starving. I need to have a snack. And this is something that is very minimal, easy to digest, and it's usually protein focused as well. So then if I do have to get any work done, I'll usually finish that up by 7:30 if that's work on our laptop. Now, if we're teaching a class or if we have healings or a sound bath, that's completely different, where we will be done a little bit later in the evening. And those are the nights that are exceptional when it comes to stopping eating by a certain hour if we are teaching any classes. And then I'll usually take a nice hot shower before bed, maybe around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then I will foam roll or roll out my feet with the massage balls. And then I'll do that and listen to frequency hertz or sleep music. So this helps with recovery as well as a full body detox. I'm really getting and draining my lymphatic system as well as my muscles, breaking up any lactic acid from a heavy workout, or if my hips are really tight, my body's tight, if I was on my feet all day. This is one of my favorite ways to just help the body relax. And then depending upon the night, sometimes I will do a meditation, whether it be a Joe Dispenza meditation or some breath work, journaling, or I will put on a meditation right as I am falling asleep, depending upon the night. And then once I'm done showering and washing my face, brushing my teeth, I will put on my light blocking glasses, which I am obsessed with. It could be 8 o'clock at night. Literally, as soon as I put them on, I am dozing off. They are unbelievable. Within 20 minutes, I kid you not, I'm dozing off. Abby and I have been watching the Olympics, and I will admit it, I have missed
so much.
I've
been looking forward to gymnastics.
Same.
And Simone Biles, like, come on, you have to watch her. She's amazing. But
I missed it.
Did she miss? Yeah.
I did. Thanks to my blue light blocking glasses.
Oh, yes.
Every time the girls will be up, I'll doze off, miss the entire thing, and I'll see them land, and I'm like, what? So they do work. However, you will miss the Olympics. And then and then I will also spend some time with family. Sometimes we're just watching TV, just watching a show, whether it be The Bachelor, Bachelorette. We were just watching the Dallas Cowgirls documentary on Netflix. Good. We have also gotten our dad into Love in a Box, aka Love is Blind, as he likes to call it, Love in a Box. So we are a big reality TV show household.
I would say more in the love department.
Yes, definitely in the love department. I would say the Scarpello family is a little bit of a hopeless romantic family.
Yes.
And then once I'm ready to go to bed around 9:30, and I have been doing a heavy stop at going to bed at 9:30, I will go into the bathroom and put a castor oil liver pack on. And this does help with detoxification as well as sleep. So it does help to relax the body, bring the body into a parasympathetic state, which is that rest and digest state. So I will put 100% organic castor oil on a cotton pack and then place this on over my liver and abdomen. And I'll sleep with it, and it does help to detox and reduce any liver enzyme. If you do have elevated liver enzymes, like myself, again, we're all trying to help you guys and just become that best version of yourself. And then I also sleep on a grounding mat. So I am someone that is extremely ungrounded, and I'm always doing things to stay grounded. So a grounding mat is a mat that does have a electromagnetic force. Again, this is not the harmful electromagnetic force. It's the good kind. It's the electrons that are found within the earth. So the earth does give off a frequency, and you can duplicate that when you work with any type of grounding materials. So I have purchased grounding mats, grounding sheets, pillowcases, but I only sleep with the grounding mat. So I do plug that into a wall, and I'll also sleep with a weighted eye mask. So this is something that also allows your body to come into a parasympathetic state. and it's similar to a weighted blanket, so it does give you that comfort. However, I don't sleep with a weighted blanket, just the weighted eye mask, and I absolutely love it. If at some point I do have trouble falling asleep, I will take the Rescue Remedy by Bach. It's a homeopathic remedy that does help the body just come back into a calmer state. And yeah, with all of those, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I am out. So falling asleep for me is no problem. It's just staying asleep. However, I do go to bed at 9:30, and if you count the hours from 9:30 to 3 a.m., that's 6 hours.
So are you going to get up at 3 a.m.?
No, I will not get up at 3 a.m. However, I do fall back to sleep, and I do rise with the sun around 6, between 6 and 7.
So, because you get those 6 hours of sleep,
should I be getting up at 3 a.m.?
No, that's not my question. Should you maybe go to bed at like 10:30, and maybe you'll get up at like, I don't know, 4 or 5, and then you can start your day that early? Like, do you think you need 6 hours of sleep, or do you think you need 8 hours of sleep?
I would like to just sleep all the way through, honestly, because it gets me so frustrated waking up at 3 a.m. and I have crazy dreams.
We all do.
Yeah. Oh, you would not even believe the dreams I have at times, especially as someone who is a healer. Yeah. Crazy dreams. Anyway, not the point, but I would like to just be able to sleep all the way through. So I guess I will take your recommendation. Maybe I should try to go to bed,
I don't know,
later.
Like try 30 minutes.
But I'm not a night owl, because it will be 9
She's
o'clock.
miserable.
I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. I'm not miserable. I have a great time. I love to dance. I have a great time.
But
10 o'clock, I'm ready.
But if she's not having a good time, you immediately know. You look at her and she just looks miserable, and it's like, okay, time to go home.
I'm tired. I'm ready for bed.
And I'm not saying we go out all the time. We're not party people.
We are not party people. We are.
Okay, wait, I will tell this story because it's kind of funny. And it just shows, like, the difference in, like, I think, like, our health journeys, but also, like, kind of like the people that we are at night. So,
I'm afraid to know what you're going to say.
You know, immediately you're going to know. We went to the Morgan Wallen concert.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
And my sleep was not as good as it was back then as it is now.
Yes, because your sleep has gotten better.
Yeah.
So the concert ended at 11:20.
It was so good.
It was amazing. I cried. You cried. Oh, it was amazing. But the concert ended at 11:20 p.m. Then we had to walk out of the stadium to the car, which was another 10-minute walk.
Yeah. Something like that. And then we had to drive home. And we live like 5 minutes from the stadium. However, because of all the traffic, it could take longer. You have no idea how long it's going to take you to get out of the stadium. So we get in the car and we're trying to get out of the stadium. There's traffic, and I ended up going on the wrong highway that took me
to the GW.
Yeah, towards the GW.
Towards Washington Bridge.
And
for those of you who don't know.
Maybe 15 minutes out of the way. Thankfully there was no traffic we were sitting in. However, it took us way longer to go home.
To come home.
Well, let me tell you, I was having the time of my life in the car that whole drive. I was singing to the music. I was just having a great time.
We were playing One Direction.
It was so much fun. Like, I didn't mind going towards the GW because I was singing. I was living my best life.
Meanwhile, I'm ready to keel over, pass out, hit the bed.
And then, like, I happened to look over at Taylor, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be singing along because she looks like she's about to fall asleep, but also, like, punch me in the face.
No, I was not going to punch you in the face. Internally, my body was like, yes, story of my life.
One Direction.
Harry Styles, Niall, Liam, Zayn,
Louis.
Can't forget Louis. However, if I don't get a full night's sleep, I wake up not feeling well the next day, and I do feel as if I am getting sick or a cold. So internally, I was dancing, I was singing. Externally, I could not wait to get home and go to sleep.
But that just shows how wired I was. However, we're getting better, we're healing. Anyways, back on track.
Back to our routines. So you do your nighttime routine, you go to bed, you fall asleep, have a great night's sleep. Now what happens upon waking?
Okay. Now I will say I am way more excited about my nighttime routine than I am about my morning routine. And I think it's just because of what I'm going through. It takes my body hours to wake up, to fully come into the day. But because of all these practices that I've included in my routine, I do think it helps me, and it is helping me heal, and I do feel better. So since going through all this health stuff, I stopped waking up with an alarm. And I used to be one that ever since I've always had to wake up early for school, but ever since college, I would always wake up to an alarm. Even post-grad, I woke up with an alarm just to stay on a routine. And now, to let my body rest and to let my body get as much sleep as possible, I no longer wake up with an alarm. I just let my body wake up naturally. So I wake up, I go to the bathroom, and then I come back and I do meditation, which is usually about 15-20 minutes. And this has helped me set the day up. Some days, if I'm running low on time, I only do like a 5-10 minute. But even so, it just helps my mind get ready for the day. And I do notice the difference of how I feel during the day. And then after I do my meditation, I'll take my herbs, I'll take my greens with my lemon water, and then I usually read a different book while I drink my greens and lemon water. So the book I read at night is more of like, I call it my fun book, which isn't for like learning and education, but the book I read in the morning is more like education-wise, whether it's like a health book, a spiritual book, anything that'll help stimulate my brain in a way. And then I will brush my teeth, I'll wash my face, I'll get dressed, and then I do my qigong for my lymphatic system, because lately I've been noticing that my lymphatic system hasn't been draining properly, and I'll wake up super puffy, I won't feel good. So I do this, it's 15 minutes qigong for the lymphatic system that our qigong instructor taught us, and I love it. It's I just feel great doing it, and I feel good after I do it. And then it's kind of like my only type of exercise for the day, unfortunately, because I've had to stop exercising because I've been so tired and my body needs to heal. Because typically, outside of all this health stuff, I would get a workout in the morning. I loved doing that. It made me feel so good. However, I had to really cut back on my physical activity just so I can heal. So I'll do my qigong, and then I will take some more supplements that need to be taken on an empty stomach, and then I'll have my breakfast. And during my breakfast, I'll go on my phone. Sometimes I'll like watch a podcast, listen to a podcast, and then after breakfast, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll go for a super, super short walk outside just to get some fresh air and the sun. And then after breakfast, I'll get my work done. It's a good morning routine. Could be better, probably, but again, we're not perfect.
I think it's a great routine.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you for doing what you're doing as you're going through what you're going through.
Yeah, and I've had to really sit with myself and accept where I am in my healing journey, because months ago, I was still working out. I was like forcing myself, I want to say forcing myself to work out, but I was working out for my mental health, where now I'm like, okay, what's more important? I need to rest to let my body heal, and it's okay. I may not be looking super fit like I used to be, but you know what? I don't care because I'm healing.
Exactly. And it's about your physical body feeling good.
Exactly.
Because then once you're able to get there, everything else will continue to fall into place. But you still look fire, trust me.
Thank you.
Your glutes are still nice and perky, don't worry.
Yeah, I can't lose them.
Oh, you won't. You will not.
I've worked too hard.
They're still there.
Okay, how is your morning routine?
I love my morning routine.
Oh, yes.
And those who know me on a personal level,
do not interfere with her morning routine.
I love my mornings. Like I was saying before, I wake up feeling great, feeling energized. So I typically wake up between 6 and 7. If it is the weekend, I do get up a little bit later, anywhere between 8 and 9. So I do allow my body to sleep. So I wake up and I actually just started doing cold therapy, I would say about 3 weeks ago. So I dunk my face in ice cold water for about 15 seconds, and then I'll repeat that for 3 rounds. And this just gives you a nice dopamine hit. We unfortunately don't have a cold plunge, so this is my form of cold plunging in the meantime. Then I will brush my teeth, wash my face, and a new thing that I just started last week is journal dumping. So I've been really wanting to address the emotions that I've been carrying from going through grief, through breakups, college, life, the hustle, the bustle, the grind. So this is something that I just started doing. So within the first, I would say about the first hour upon waking up, you're still in a theta brainwave state, which is that dreamy, like state where you are able to access your subconscious mind. So if you do decide to journal in this state or right upon waking, your subconscious will be able to open and you may see yourself writing from a different perspective where you never even realize the emotions or things that you are jotting down. So I like to just get a piece of paper. I have a small book and it's called at the top of the paper, I'll put the date and I'll just put emotional release. And I'll just sit there for a few minutes and just write anything and everything that comes to mind, whether it's stuff that I am grateful for, stuff that I have been filled with anger, things that I have wanted to say to people. I just allow myself to write and then I'll sit in meditation. And when I do meditate, I do fill myself with gratitude. That way, if I did release any anger, I am filling it with gratitude. And within that meditation, I'll also do a theta healing meditation just to connect with Creator. So in theta healing, the healing is all done through the energy of creation. So I always connect to Creator, to God, just ask for any guidance needed for the day ahead, if there are any theta healing downloads I need. And then I'll do just pure gratitude, fill my heart space with gratitude. And then I'll do a little bit of breath work, which is about 5 minutes. Then I'll get dressed. I'll do a little bit of stretching and mobility just to help loosen up my joints, get the blood flow moving in my hips. I sprained my ACLs last year, so just getting up and stretching first thing in the morning has helped tremendously with the recovery. And then I will drink lemon water and I'll add a little bit of Celtic salt to that. And while I'm drinking my lemon water, I'll also read. I personally have always hated reading, and I do think this goes back to not being able to learn how to read until 2nd grade. Yeah. Where in kindergarten I learned like sight words, and then in 1st grade, same thing. I just could not understand how to read. Like my brain would not put the letters together.
It's not
easy. And it's really not easy. And when I was in 2nd grade, I actually had to get tutored for reading. Mm-hmm. So I just always hated reading, but in the morning I will read. I'm probably one of the slowest readers is, but
there's not a problem.
It's not. With that. But I do it consistently. So when you are consistent, that's what truly matters. And, so I do like to read books that I can learn from. So I'm not someone that will read like your fancy love stories or horror books or anything like that. If it is a self-development book, I will read it cover to cover, through and through, as long as I can learn from it. So I do have a bunch of favorites. And then if it is a strength training day, I'll usually go for a walk outside, listen to a podcast, or just listen to music just to help ground myself, as well as get in the sun if it is a nice sunny day. Now, if it is a cardio day, I will have a little bit of bone broth, and then I'll have electrolytes before doing cardio, and then I'll stretch, do a little bit of mobility or some yin yoga just to help calm my nervous system as well. And then still release any heavy emotions, tension stored up within the body. And then I will have breakfast. So if I am strength training, I will always eat before strength training. But if it is a cardio day, I'll have bone broth and electrolytes. And then during my strength training, I will also have electrolytes. And then I'll also have my vitamins with breakfast. Mm-hmm. And that is my morning routine. I do know it is lengthy. However, movement is key for me. It is something that fuels me, and
it's like a release.
Exactly. It is a huge release. And that also goes with your blood type as well. So this could be a whole other podcast. But Abby and I both have different blood types, and depending upon your blood type, it'll also correlate which type of movement fuels you. So I am type O, and we love that heavy, hard strength training. We have a lot of fire built up within us, that rage, anger. I'm not saying I'm an angry person or rageful, but I do like to get a nice sweat and just get my energy out through movement. So moving first thing in the morning is key for me.
What would you say your favorite part of your whole entire daily routine is? Not even like AM or PM, just your routine. Like, what is something that you just look forward to in your whole day?
I would say meditating. I love sitting in meditation and connecting with myself, my body, as well as Creator. And in Theta Healing, I don't want to get too deep, but you do connect with the energy of creation, and you're able to just receive so much insight, as well as connect with your body. And we learn how to connect with the organs, the body, the cells, the tissues, DNA. So you're able to receive messages and downloads from that. So when I do connect with either Creator or my body, I'm able to then use that and take that with me throughout the day. And sometimes there's messages I'll receive in the morning, and it's like, wait, why do I have to download myself with courage or kindness or compassion? I'll do it in the moment because I'm being guided to. And now as the day unfolds, whether it be I'm working with a particular client, I'm in traffic because maybe I had to download myself with patience that morning, and I'm in awful traffic. So as the day unfolds, I start to see I receive those aha moments as well. So I would say starting my day with meditation is one of my favorite things.
I mean, I think it's so important too. Sets your day up.
It does.
So let's go over some tips that we can give people to optimize their sleep.
So what you can do, we always recommend that you start small and begin to habit stack. So it really only takes 28 days for any habit to stick. I know that can seem like a long time, but remember, consistency is key. When you aim for perfectionism, it will breed inconsistency. So when you are aiming to be consistent, you're able to really set yourself up for success.
Exactly. And by habit stacking, we mean is choose one practice that you are going to stick to for 3 weeks. Once you got that down, you're doing it consistently, you're going to add another habit that you're going to, again, 3 weeks. So then after those 3 weeks, you add another, and you just stack the habits on top of each other so you can make your ideal either day, your routine, your AM, your PM routine, whatever it is, just start small and then add.
And then be patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. If you mess up, it is okay. We're human. We make mistakes, but always know that consistency is key. So keep showing up.
Exactly. We didn't have these routines overnight. We did not create this.
Absolutely not.
During the day and every night ever since we did everything perfectly. No, we started little by little.
Exactly. So just about 3 weeks ago, I started cold therapy. And just within the last week, I started journal dumping. So those are 2 new things that I just started. However, last week when we were away for business, I didn't have access to my cold therapy and I missed it so much. So now just getting back into that routine, I realize the difference that it does truly make. And the same thing when it comes to journaling first thing in the morning, which is my new tool in my routine. I do give myself a little extra time in the morning to add that. So you always have to have that flexibility as well, whether you are starting something new in your routine or continuing to stack. Give yourself patience, give yourself grace, and be flexible.
Exactly. And another tip for if you have trouble falling asleep, try breath work. Not one to activate, just one to activate the parasympathetic nervous system to calm yourself, or just focus on your breath. And if that doesn't work with you, try sleep meditation or try putting on sleep sleep music. That always helps.
It does. Stuff that we absolutely love, especially as sound healers. Yeah, I think that wraps today's episode.
We gave a lot of information.
So I hope you guys can take something away with you and that your sleep quality does improve. And always remember that quality is better than quantity. So thank you guys so much again for tuning in to another episode of Soul Over It. We are your hosts, Taylor and Abby Scarpello. Join us weekly every Thursday for a dose of inspiration, empowerment, biohacking tips, and some exercise for the soul right here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.